With March just around the corner, no better time for a State of the Union in the Big East than with the governor, Bill Raftery. Coach, your thoughts on the conference right now?
Probably as wild as ever. You know, a blanket over most of the teams. If you don't really come with your A game, you're going to have some problems. You know, upset after upset here and there. You know, you get a little fat, or you, in some cases, you have a great effort and you don't succeed. It takes the air out of some of these kids, and I think that's what happened to Marquette with the Villanova game. Now the big question is how many get in, and they got to beat up on some of the upper echelon if they want to get from that 7-6 into the 6-5. So we'll see.
You've seen a lot of great Villanova teams and a lot of great teams, period. Where does this Villanova team rank in the ones that you've seen through the years?
You know, they're probably the best shooting Villanova team. I've seen teams bigger, maybe some quicker, but I haven't seen a guard run a show like Brunson does that coordinates their offense and gets guys in the right spot, makes timely baskets and goals, and his decision-making is absolutely incredible. He's flawless, basically, and another coach on the floor, and I think that's what really makes them a little step better than most of the Villanova teams. And we know there's been great guards. Lowry comes to mind, Curry, Kittles, but not one that really has this feel and understanding of what should be done on each trip down the floor.
And then there's Xavier right behind them. Elite Eight last year, so one thinks the goal is Final Four. Can they be that type of team?
Sure they can. I mean, I think last year surprised a lot of people except people who saw them. And the key in the tournament is to be playing your best and hopefully get a seed that, you know, is reasonable. You know, Xavier's one of those teams. Recently I've been reading the paper. People are saying, well, maybe they should be one of the top 4 seeds. So they just have to keep winning, taking care of business, and they have some tough games coming up like all the other teams in the conference.
This Seton Hall team, some ups and downs, but a senior core. What do you make of them, and what can it take for them to finally get over the hump, make some sort of a big dance run?
They have far more ups than I did as a coach, I assure you. And not as many downs either. You know, I watched the Marquette game that they really were in the game 41-40, and they fouled on a three-point shot, as I remember, Rousey. You know, they sort of lost their legs, but I've seen them come back. Creighton, for example, they were 13 down, I think, and came back. So, you know, it's such an experienced team, and I think they're a tough group, like mentally tough, hardened. So, you know, there's a lot to like about them, but they're going to get beat in this league. And, you know, they've got to survive and steal 1 or 2 coming down the stretch. You know, they're a tournament team. We know that. But I think Kevin and his kids want to go a little bit further this year.
One more team I wanted to hit on, Coach. We could talk all day. I know you've listened to me all day before, but the Georgetown Hoyas. You've talked to Patrick Ewing before games, and the question going in was, how would he handle this job? Now, they've been close a lot of times, but how do you think he's doing year one, the approach of it and handling this job?
Well, early in the year, I was sent down to do a feature on him, and I watched practice. And I knew then that he was really engaged. And I think when you're an NBA guy, you know, it takes a while maybe to understand that guy on the other bench is pretty good. His players are pretty good. That, you know, it's all about being ready for every game. And I think he has done that. They've gotten better. They are not as good in the backcourt as we traditionally have known them, and that's hurt them, you know, with turnovers at key times. But I just think he's, from what I'm told, done a good job recruiting. He likes the job, and he's bought in.
Last but not least, you get to pick 3, maybe 4 Big East legends, whether coach, former player, to go out, night on the town with.
Oh, my God.
Who is it?
Well, it definitely wouldn't be Boeheim. I think I'd put PJ in the mix. Going back, Gary Williams. Let's see who else. Louis Conaseca, because he'd be entertaining as heck. And maybe you, John. We'll throw you in there.
I would love
as
to.
long as you pick up the check, that group would be very happy.
I'll start with the rum and coke.
Right.
What are you starting with?
I don't know, the wine list. We'll go from there.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, John. No problem.